Can't see them, can you? These are my pants. These are my Rippl pants. I was going to wear them, but...
Did you wash them?
Yeah. A while ago.
You can smell them from here. Cornish diggers even left the house.
God. Oh, so, Kay, right. I wore these the first time. We contacted Rippl after seeing Rippl. It's a company that we saw first on Facebook. Dropped them a message, said, we'd like to review these pants for doing the Royal British Legion 1,000 miles in 24 hours. They contacted us, sent us a pair.
They even sent us some pairs for our ride out giveaway, didn't they? So
really good.
Yeah.
So we used them for that that ride. Fondling them here, fondling the crutch in my pants, look. And then I took them on a tour to the Alps. So that was a 12-day tour. And bizarrely enough, I had a couple of Kiwis on there, man and a woman, who also had a pair of these. They'd seen them on Facebook and bought them. And so we had a conversation about what they're like. Really, really well made. There was a couple of issues with them though that I found, and that this couple that were with us mentioned as well. One of the first things they said was the actual waistband on it should be wider and made of perhaps a different material. I mean, it's elastic that's in there, but they found the elastic had folded over and got a bit weak. So if it was, a wider belt, if you want, they thought that would have been much, much better. And the reason for them buying the trousers was that they'd ridden from Budapest through Europe, back to Paris before they came on our tour. They've done quite a lot of riding, They are serious riders. They do smile a bit. So that was their main thing. They washed and dried really quickly, but, and this is a point that the lady brought out, if you look at we planned this really well, the actual design, that's when it's laid out. It's pretty much a saddle for a bicycle. If I turn it that way, you probably see it better. So here would you imagine the saddle, and these are the bits that go down would form the sort of down your leg, if you want, the leg part of it. Does that make sense?
Like your inner thigh.
Your inner thigh, in your crutch area. Their point was, a motorcycle seat is probably about that wide. And the lady said she was concerned because you can see that they fold in really easily. These had actually begun to nip the inside of her leg.
Oh.
So she wasn't happy with them for that reason. And I felt that it feels a bit like you're wearing a nappy because it's a big thing, but I felt it could have been bigger, bearing in mind how wide a seat was.
Yeah.
But I did find that occasionally I'd get quite a bit of an ache in my here on I suppose it's where the bottom of your pelvis and your top of your thigh are touching, and that felt quite hard sometimes. So I don't know whether it's the gel is too much. If you think of an air hook seat, it works on the fact that it's got very little air in it at all, and you can manoeuvre around a little bit. Maybe that was just too padded. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the padding isn't moving around to compensate for where you need it, rather than always being there.
This particular area here on the butt, sometimes it got a bit painful, but awesome. Dried really quickly, very, very comfortable. I did get them a little bit of a nip occasionally there, so you want to pull them down. So the other point that the couple made was they're quite short, really. If you imagine them, if I do this on your waist.
Yeah.
So they were quite short on the leg.
So if they were a bit longer.
If they were a bit longer, say perhaps a cycling short length. I'm sitting down now. This is me sitting down. You see how short they are there. If they were perhaps a little bit longer, they would have stayed down the leg a bit.
Yeah.
With a tighter leg on them. I have a pair of inner shorts similar to these that I wear from underneath mountain bike shorts. And they're like proper shorts, they're quite long, and they sit in place really well. So, Rippl, like them a lot, good size. These were extra large, and I'm a 34, 36 waist, so they were fine. Couldn't have had them any smaller. Bigger would have been too much, would have been too baggy. Thanks Rippl for sending them to us. I suppose it's very difficult to make a product that will fit every single type of bum for a seat, but those little points we brought out about it being a little bit different shape of it, a wider shape, more of a rounder shape, might help you do more and the waistband a little bit bigger. So, I think that's about it, unless you've got anything to say.
But on the whole, what you're saying is that they were quite comfortable. There are some things that they could change about it to make it more comfortable for bikers, but they were comfy.
Then it comes down to cost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
These are about, I think they're about £24 a pair.
Right, okay.
So obviously if they have to do more manufacturing to make that a bit wider, or it comes further up your stomach, you know, across your thing, and make them longer, there's a cost impact there. But I think
the principle's good, isn't it?
The principle's good, it just needs a bit of fine tuning. But I really liked them, Rippl. Thanks very much for letting me have a pair. Thanks very much for sending them to our RiderCamTV ride out, Parts Res, which happened a few weeks ago. And I'll be using them again, definitely. Like the video, give us a thumbs up, all that stuff here, and we'll see you in a bit.